of commodity context on Substack, which we highly recommend everybody go and subscribe to. Link down in the description. Thanks for joining us, man. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me back.
All right, so Rory, let's start with your reaction to the Trump taco. It's Taco Tuesday. Let's put this up here on the screen.
Taco Tuesday.
Streets of Orpheus, like the United Kingdom, which refused to involve capitation of Iran. I have a suggestion for you. Number one, buy from the U.S. We have plenty. Number two, build up some delayed courage. Go to the street. Just take it. You'll have to start learning how to fight for yourself. The USA won't be there to help you anymore, just like they weren't there for us. Iran has been essentially decimated. The hard part is done. Go get your own oil. So as the premier oil analyst, how's that going to work?
I mean, it's just a wild state.
And $4 a gallon income.
The third point as well. So part's done. You do the rest. Obviously, the rest is the part that's too hard for Trump to do himself. So I would say at this stage, it's not entirely sincere, although that's not shocking.
Which one? Is it good? He literally just told me he took it off the shelf. So if you want more of it, let me know, and I'll tell him that I'll buy it from him.
Has been the policeman in this region of the world.
Or you should just look at Raised Mustard and see if they have any more. They're probably getting new stuff. It is good, though. I'll have to tell Sue, because I told her I don't like mock steak. She's like, there.
And when we're talking about the unilateral taco, I think I kind of see the two most likely scenarios.
That's funny. That's funny.
Where the economy goes into like a deep recession, we get $200 plus oil. That is the scenario I think that we've been grinding towards steadily and disconcertingly of boots on the ground, trying to take Carg Island, et cetera, et cetera. That's where you get prolonged.
Womp, womp, womp. Come like a what? Weege, what are you doing there, bud? I like when he bats at the curtain. He's like, what's up? What are you saying? What are you doing? What there's people. No, there's not. They're gone. I gotta go out in the building here in a second and do something in my day. Besides love on you.
I humbly disagree, and I think that Trump would likely disagree with that as well. I think if we've seen anything from Trump, he's not bound by precedent, he's not bound by allies, he's not bound by anything. And I think he's very clearly already bored of this war. I think by this stage he planned to basically rolling over onto Cuba. I think that I never thought that Trump planned to get this deep, and he never had a plan for once he was this deep. So I think if the consequences keep ramping, and I don't think this is over yet. I think that we still need higher oil prices and lower equity prices and more economic pain to force that unilateral taco. But that's how I see this eventually going. It's one day we're just going to get a post. It's like, it's done. U.S. Navy sailing.
Let's put C0 up on the
It's
screen.
done. Bye-bye.
Average over $4.
Fucking Christ.
Yes. So a significant and not great milestone being reached here. Let's say that he does the full taco. Go get your own gas. We're out. Straight up Hormuz. There's new reality. There's a new sheriff in town. We're going to let Iran charge their toll, and you can do deals with them in Chinese yuan. We're out of here. Okay. Let's say that is what happens. What is the damage that's already been done, and how will that trickle throughout the global economy?
Yeah, the one thing I want to kind of stress here is that in no reasonable scenario coming out of the Iran war do I see the oil market being in a healthier or more secure position than which it entered the war in.
Yeah.
So I think, any scenario is going to have structurally higher prices. I think in the scenario where you have, a boots on the ground drag out, $200 plus. I think in this scenario of a unilateral taco, Iran having some kind of sovereign control over the strait, which again is just an unthinkable thing to kind of consider long term, but that's what we're looking like we're at least trending towards possibly. In that scenario, I still think that oil prices currently, I'm looking at my screen, Brent's just
how many Robins we have?
I think that
is there a bunch? Out the window?
The ground scenario, I think both of them.
Oh my god, I see one fat one, two fat one. Holy shit. Yeah, never mind. You were kidding. But the more further I look out in the field, I feel like there's just a billion of them.
This situation that can't last. It is inherently politically untenable.
Crap. Oh, there's one right near the window underneath me. Made eye contact.
2-week closure in Hormuz, which seems
holy shit, there's so many.
That's kind of what it's looking like we might be arriving at.
Yeah. Really,
oh my god, they just keep moving. It's so weird. I'm seeing dots moving. It's freaking me out.
Say that they would impose a toll system in reals, that they would ban passage of UN vessels through the strait,
Oh,
sovereignty over the strategic waterway, ban any country that imposes unilateral sanctions against Iran. Oman slated to help shape the legal framework.
By the way, that Omani piece is actually pretty significant.
Yeah, so let's get this out. I was thinking earlier. I go, how could you be the Gulf countries where you have to get all? You just got bombed by these people, and now you have to pay them some sort of toll, and maybe they won't even want money, and they're like, bombs keep coming unless the bases go. But like, that seems to be the reality. I mean, the UK, Japan, South Korea, all of these Asian countries, they would have to pay. I mean, I don't even know how they could get reals, by the way. I mean, is there a market, for to exchange? Like, talk us through what that would look like.
Yeah. So just let's talk through the size of the toll first. But I think what we've seen discussed so far is a $2 million passage, which sounds very expensive, but relative to like a VLCC or a very large crude carrier tanker, the largest ones they're typically used, they carry about 2 million barrels of crude. So that's only about $1 a barrel on toll. That is expensive, but relative to the current deeply problematic status quo, it is a clear kind of beneficial change to the global supply situation. But to your point, the politics of would allow a complete reopening of the strait. Again, prior to the war, we were having about 100 to 120 vessels crossing the strait every day. Maybe we get back up to 50% of that. Then with some of the offsets that we have in the system, like the Saudi East-West pipeline and other sources, maybe we get back to something that's, just a deep deficit rather than a catastrophic supply deficit. But I think that's a scenario, is that we just have some kind of durable control for Iran in this region, and the Gulf countries kind of having just need to swallow the bitter pill, because the alternative is existential for them. This, I think, is existential for them as well. But at least it is a scenario where they continue exporting their oil and restarting their economies, relative to right now, where virtually, I mean, by far their large economic sector is completely sidelined.
The other thing Trump offers as a solution, other than go get your own oil and good luck militarily in the Strait of Hormuz, is, hey, come buy from us. We've got plenty of oil. Can you talk about, how our supply fits into the global oil markets and the reality of what that looks like as well?
Yeah, so definitely. So let's say Europe is, because I think that's kind of who he's aiming this tweet at in terms of like the UK reference. The UK and Europe more broadly is a net importer of what we call middle distillates, so diesel, jet fuel, etc. Historically, Europe got that from Russia. Following 2022 and the invasion of Ukraine, they banned the import of Russian oil and gas.
You'd like to smoke some pot? All right, I'll bring some down. One sec.
So this is really cute for them.